This video is brought to you by Skillshare. I'll talk more about them later in the video. Am I terrified? Yes. Is it the thing that I need to do to be more, do more? Yes. I'm just shaking and I haven't even asked can we talk yet? I am about to ask to resign. I want to document this for myself to remember how terrifying this is, but also how it's a necessary decision that I've had to make and will impact my life. This is going to take me places. I've got to keep going. Is it official? I just talked and I told them, and now I just have to hand the letter in, and this is a new beginning. Resigning is hard. It hurts. It's what I want though. It just hurts. I finished my job right now, and this is the message that I've written to everyone. Today is January 10, 2023. It has been well over 2 years since I ditched the 9-to-5. I was working full-time as a UX designer in Sydney for a software company. I had been in that position for 3.5 years. I absolutely loved the team and I did learn so much from that job. It really shaped me to who I am today. It wasn't a falling out with the company or anything like that, but why, if everything was so good, why did I leave? It was because I felt like I was getting stuck. I was this little cog in this massive machine. I just felt like I wasn't going forward anymore. It honestly took me over a year of thinking, should I do this? Should I not do this? Before I handed in that letter saying I'm resigning. Yes, we started working from home and I quit my job. Literally quit my job during a pandemic. Crazy. I had nothing lined up. I was earning about $20 a week from YouTube. I had 15,000 subscribers and I decided I've had enough. I can't do it anymore. I had dreams of working for more studio in-house design companies. I had dreams of doing YouTube. I had dreams of doing other small business things. I could not do any of those if I still remained where I was. So if you are someone like me who is debating whether or not to quit your 9-to-5 job or just start something new in this new year, I want to reflect and share some insight into what I wish I knew before I had left. So you can either learn through my mistakes or feel inspired to take some sort of action. So let's talk about my mistakes, whether or not I regret it, what I would do differently next time, and just general lessons, things I learned. Let's start off with the most naive thing on my list, and that is YouTube. My expectations for growing my YouTube channel. I learned that YouTube does not, and at this point still cannot sustain me as a full-time gig. Yes, I quit my job to focus on my YouTube channel, but the reality is I never put 100% of my focus onto my channel, and that is because I was always constantly balancing between freelance work and YouTube. I never did one or the other in isolation. If I was only going to focus on YouTube, I quit too early. If you're just starting out and you do not have a solid audience or a solid foundation, like I want to become a Twitch streamer tomorrow, and then you quit your job, obviously that is not being smart about it. Work that as a side project for as long as you can until, yes, it is enough to pay your bills. The second biggest learning I've had is that working from home is not for everyone. And luckily, I am someone who can do it. Because I work for myself, I only have me to rely on to pay the bills, pay the rent, feed myself. What you learn very fast, and luckily I already had this skill, but I am a very disciplined person, disciplined and determined. I can also keep myself on track. Working from home is such a hard thing if you have family or if you live in a house where you don't have your own space. I am so blessed that in this house, I have this space for my own office. Before I quit my job, I was working from home, just like a lot of you guys during the pandemic, which is why I knew that I successfully would be able to continue doing it. So if you are thinking of leaving or changing to like a work from home job, I would just consider trying it first in like a more safe, secure way than going all in at once, just so you know that you can do it. 3, you can live off a lot less money than you think. I was working a corporate job, so with that came corporate dollars, salary. I was on a salary. I knew what to expect every month. I would get this exact same pay all the time, consistently. As a freelancer, that doesn't happen. It's a very big, spiky, sometimes flat line for a while. So sometimes you don't have any earnings 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then the next week after, then you get your earnings. So you gotta learn how to balance that. This kind of ties in with my 4th thing. I have learnt that I work half as much, but I am twice as happy. I was working a 40-hour week. Now I only work 2 days on design jobs, freelancing, and some other days on YouTube. But I am so much more happier because I have so much more freedom. I don't believe we are, as humans, designed to be sitting in a chair for 40 hours a week. It's not what our bodies are meant for. It is suffering. If I go and calculate what I actually need to earn, I can just earn it by myself. And I'm only gonna earn more because my skills are going up and I will be worth more and whatever. These 2 years, I have been able to pay my yearly expenses by a smidge. And that is so amazing to me. When you're your own boss, it's just you. There's no one else to talk to about any of the problems you're experiencing or any of the solutions that you've come up with that you're like, yes, this was an amazing idea. I often find myself talking to my girlfriend like, hey, today I designed this button and when you click it, it does this. I want to work with people again because I miss that collaboration. If you are thinking about working for yourself, consider having someone who you're gonna check in with, whether that is weekly or monthly. Have someone there that you know will at least understand to an extent the type of work you're doing or the problems that you're solving, because it's so nice to just bounce ideas off someone who gets it. And I miss that. Next learning lesson is probably the biggest learning lesson of my life, and I know that that is a huge statement to make, but that is work-life balance. I had about a 20-hour train journey a week, which is a part-time job in itself. I'd be getting home at 7:30 and I would be leaving at like 6 a.m. I had 12-hour days. You can't have a life when you work 12-hour days. And I was so angry for so long that that's what I did. I was 19, 20, 21, 22. I was supposed to be out traveling. I was supposed to be out clubbing and meeting new people and doing all the fun stuff that you do when you're in your youth, but I didn't because I had no time for other people and I had no time for myself, and that was sad, which is why I am now so selfish. I want to continue working part-time. I don't want to go back to 9 to 5, 5 days a week. I don't want that. Honestly, I don't even know if I could. I have tasted what freedom feels like. I can go to doctor's appointments whenever I want. I can go swimming after work if I want to. I can go bike riding. I can walk the dogs. I can see my friends during the week. I can do all of these things because my time is now mine and I'm in control. Something else I learned during my 2 years of freedom is that you're only as good as the skills that you sink your time into. Both with YouTube and UX design, I am self-taught. I have had to learn how to do stuff. How do you edit? And that is where this video's sponsor comes in, Skillshare. Skillshare is a massive online learning community. Sorelle Amour is one of my all-time favorite heroes, and she has a course on Skillshare, so of course I was gonna watch it. It's called YouTube Success, Build an Authentic Channel That's Worth the Follow. You might have noticed that throughout this video, I have changed the location quite a few times. That is something that I have recently just learned. I also wrote a whole bunch of notes from this course, and I just wanted to share one of the other things that I learned. Something to consider when having a YouTube channel is having 3 different pillars of like topics you talk about.
You want to take one of these things that stands out the most to you, and you know that is the thing that people will know you for, but then the other 2 are sort of like support acts.
You all know that I talk about LGBT content. That's my #1 thing, but I've slowly started touching into like van life, and I would love to keep exploring that. But there's also room for a 3rd thing. I'm in the process of figuring out exactly what that is. I know thinking about the future can be intimidating, so take off the pressure. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow. Start by doing something small. Maybe it's time to open that Etsy shop and sell like a pro, or maybe it's time to stop scrolling through TikTok and post your first video on there. Skillshare classes will take you through step by step. The first 1,000 people to use the link will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so check out the link in the description below. If you do sign up, you are also helping this channel, so thank you so much for considering. The last thing I have on my list of things I learned from quitting my job was that sometimes you just can't time it. You gotta jump into the deep end. If I had waited longer until I had more savings or until I had another job lined up, I don't think I would have met my girlfriend. I don't think I would have had so much success on YouTube or joined Wear It Purple or even been able to do the 12Ks of Christmas. So many good things have happened since I gained freedom. There is just so much more I could talk about on this topic, so I'm gonna open the comments up to you. If there are questions that you want to know about how I did this, leave them below. I wanted to leave you guys with a quote that I've had on my phone for a long time, and that is, do the things that scare you. That's when real growth happens. Make sure you check out the link to Skillshare in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was totally different to what I normally do, but I had so much fun filming it. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next video.